Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Odin, and we are returning to Urtuk the Desolation. Alright, so let's pick up where we left off last time. We had just completed this node on the map. You can see we've got our spearman now in our company. And we're going to go ahead and decide where to go next. Now, over here we have a village. Now, villages are important because they give you a daily income of trillium, but also because there's, at least in this first zone, there's a story element kind of connected to it, and you'll see that in a moment. But basically, if we go and we win the fight here, we gain control of the village, and we're going to probably want to do that. Now, it says here that there are village defenders, their faction is neutral scavengers, and there's a party size of 4. We got 5 people in our party, and I think we could probably handle this, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, so, you've arrived. You can now attack the Scavenger's Town Watch, and again there's 4 of them, and capture the village. Or you can just leave it. So, you know, if you move on to something like a village, you're not necessarily required to take it. You can ignore for now. But we are going to try it. Now, it says difficulty is normal. The battles that we've done so far have been easy. So, we'll probably see a good number of enemies on this one. And let's hope for the best. Alright, so here we are with the battlefield, and we can see the deployment selection is rather generous. That's nice. So we could basically decide if we wanted to basically set up in the north, set up in the east, or kind of split our forces. So let's take a look at the battlefield. This is very interesting. There are so many of these I don't know exactly what to call them, these barricades, I guess, spike barricades. There are so many of them over here. It used to be, whenever you went to a village, there was a very particular type of map. And it was usually one section of the map would be, like, fenced off with these. And that would be the town. This actually looks new in this update, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, so as you can see, they're probably going to maintain a defensive position here. I don't know if they're even going to come at us. In other words, if I were to just pause on my first turn for everybody here, I don't even know that they would move, because they have the high ground and they have, you know, defense. So that's going to be interesting to find out. I have not experienced this particular type of terrain setup again, so that's interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do then, let's just say that we do have to attack them. If that's true, let's... They don't... Okay, do they have a range? They do have one ranged dude, and we know that that crossbow has a range of 4, and if he does move, he has a range of 3. So we'll be fine for the time being, kind of wherever we deploy here. So I'm going to take the Berserker, and I'm just going to put him right up front. That's all. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take the Guardian, and I'm going to kind of space him out right here. I'm going to take our Hunter, or our Archer, I'll just call him. I guess I'll put him here. And then we're going to grab our new Spearman and put him right there. And then, of course, our Priest is going to stay a good distance back. So I think this would be a decent way to start. Let's see what happens here. Alright, we get right into it. There's no dialogue or anything. Alright. So, now this right here, this terrain element, the Balustraria, that is a new thing, a passable structure. So I guess you can walk right through it. But, as it says, range damage against units that are in this hex that damage is reduced by 50%. So you take half damage if you're standing on one of these tiles. That is interesting. And it also prevents all displacement effects, so I guess that means you can't be bashed, you can't be rammed, or any of those other kind of skills that attempt to move you. That's interesting. I wonder if they're just gonna stay there. Why would you move if you're gonna take half damage? That's interesting. Okay, we're gonna basically see if we can get a shot at this guy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move over here, and he's still out of range. I'm gonna take another step here, and yeah. So again, it's 100% chance to hit, but again, it's only going to do half damage. So as you can see, like that's nothing. That's not going to work. Okay. I'm gonna move. You know what? I'm gonna move just a little bit closer with the priest. Let's go ahead and end that turn. I don't know if we're really gonna have any other option but to just go right up to them and attack. What I'm kind of concerned about is if I were to move my berserker here, for instance, then this guy could come down to this tile, and he would, because it's a higher elevation, he would get an advantage to his attack. But I don't know if he would give up his defensive position. I guess we'll just... I'm feeling experimental. We'll see what happens as a result. Alright, for the Guardian, in case this dude moves down here and wants to engage, I'm gonna bring the Guardian here. And then for our Spearman, I think we could access this by going through here, but I'm not exactly sure. We'd have to check the elevation. And remember, there just needs... I'm holding down left shift, and you just need a difference of 1 in elevation to be able to traverse something, so yeah. Yeah, so we could go up there. So that is a way in. We'll think about it. I'm just going to move him here for now. I don't want to commit to that yet. Okay, so he is going to move down. Right? Okay. So I'm going to move the priest here to try to keep him out of the archer's range generally. Keep him... That's what I'm really concerned about. And then I'm going to want to... Unfortunately, I'm not close enough to cast Lifesteal on the Berserker. So, alright, we'll just go ahead and end the turn there. Alright, so now it's the Berserker's turn. And as you can see, I don't have the ability because of basically his, what would you call that? The, what do they call it? I can't think of it, of course, when it really matters. But basically, we can't move around him and move past him. We have to engage him. Zone of control, I think that's the phrase I was looking for. But anyway, we're just going to attack him and we're going to take the disadvantage. But I do have a little bit of bonus damage because I did get hurt. Alright, so we still did a good, actually a great amount of damage, so that's good. Alright, and then over here, what we could do... I would have liked to bash him and stun him by bashing him into this here. Oh, I think it actually does damage as opposed to stunning. But I can't, again, I can't move past him, so I'm just going to step forward, and we're going to go with a regular attack. Alright, we got our range support. Again, a wonderful thing to have. Wonderful thing to have. And remember, this is the guy that has the range support mutator. But it's activated whenever his allies perform a melee attack within a certain range of him. Alright, and so of course right now we can just take this shot. As you can see, it's not going to do a ton of damage, but it's, you know, obviously better than nothing. What I might want to do though is kind of separate myself just a little more. So if he chooses to attack me for some reason, he can't get to me, so he'll have to fight the Guardian. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Alright. Okay. So our Spearman... Now, he does... I don't think he has light-footed, but it's not going to matter, actually. Not in this... But yeah, not here. So what we could do is, we could go here, and then swap. Right, and we have a first strike trait, as you saw. That was weird right there. I don't know why the camera didn't move down there. But yeah, so that worked out rather well. So I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to put Lifesteal on the Berserker. And then we're just going to kind of hang out where we are. Well, maybe step back. Alright, so now it's the Berserker's turn. Now this is telling us that both of these guys are currently tired or out of breath, or they're about to be. You can see they both have a stamina of 30, where there's 30 out of 70, and then 32 out of 72. I'm pretty sure that this right here, that's what that means. I could be wrong. As always, please don't quote me. I'm an idiot. But anyway, so we still have these dudes to worry about. I should probably start moving in this direction. So we'll go here. Go ahead and take another shot. And we're gonna move the Spearman. I mean, he can actually... He's gonna be in the Berserker's way, basically, on the next turn. I'm actually gonna move him right here for now. He may... It's possible he may get shot. We'll see. Yeah, okay. That's alright. He's got some armor on, you know, he didn't take all that much damage. Alright, so unfortunately, this guy was not restricted by a zone of control or anything. I thought maybe he would be. But, so he did get a shot on the archer, but that's alright. And we will, of course, get a crit, because of we have an ally on the other side of him. Alright, and the priest just gonna move a little bit forward. Alright, so now we can move the Berserker up here. Let's move him there. And we're gonna move the Spearman. You see, we could work our way around here to attack him, or we could go this way. I kind of think that what we should do is move here for now, so that if we do get shot, we're going to take half damage, and then on our next turn we can move the rest of the way. Alright, so he's... Okay, so he very smartly chose the Berserker as his target. Okay. Now, it would be really... I don't know if it would be outright stupid, but it would probably be dumb, at the very least, to move the priest forward to try to give Aegis to this guy. Unless I can move forward, give him Aegis, and move back. Because I don't want the priest to get shot, but he'll survive one attack, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, so we're going to give him Aegis. And we'll step up here. Alright, so Aegis just absorbed that damage, and we got the Counter-Strike trait. Alright, we're going to move our archer here. And the Guardian, I guess here, for now. And the Berserker, the question is he gonna be okay here? I think he will, because he has lifesteal. He'll be able to get some health back. He doesn't get a lot back. Well, 89, that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good, okay. Alright. We're gonna give up that defensive position there. Our priest is actually going to back up a little. Bring our archer forward. He's still going to be out of range. That's okay. I guess that will be the spot. And let's see. The Guardian's going to want to come around this way, so I should move here. Actually, I should just move here, I guess, and get the defensive bonus. Why would I not do that? Alright. Oof, that is more pain than I can bear. Make way, I quit the field. So this guy is panicking. Which means he's gonna, instead of concentrating on attacking us as his kind of first priority, his first priority is to get the hell out of dodge. So, it shouldn't be that difficult to contain him. There you go. Alright. Okay, you captured the site. Now all its valuables and resources are yours. And you'll see here, we have leveled up on our Berserker, that's great. We got 6 trillium, 38 life essence, and as you can see, our total life essence is 58, and we can actually choose from 4 different, well, not actually different. Well, okay, so we have bleeding criticals. Remember, I could extract this and basically combine it with the other one that we have to get a rank 2 bleeding crits. That's something to think about. Then we have tiring criticals, and this will reduce the target's speed, which is actually fairly useful. And then of course there's bleeding crits again. And then we have range support, which again is fantastic, but we only have 1 ranged unit at the moment. Of course we'll probably get another soon. So that could be useful there, but I think what I want to do for right now is just go ahead and extract the bleeding crits. Alright, so during your travels, you hear talk of a secret entrance to a huge swamp cavern located in one of the villages. We should keep an eye out for that village because the cure for Urtuk will probably not be found in this zone. So remember, there's a strange disease eating at the priest Urtuk, and we're basically searching for the cure. That's our motivation for going out into the world. So this is the thing. We're looking for the swamp cavern, and it can only be found when you take over a village and then search it. I have never before, actually, I've never found the village. Now, I haven't played a bunch of very long campaigns, and so it's not that it's very difficult necessarily. Of course, I am pretty bad. But I've never actually found that cavern. But there have been times when I had taken maybe 6, 7 villages, I think. And the thing is anything can happen. In fact, I'll show you. So let's hit continue. So now that we're here, it says search site. So if you click on this, this is going to be slightly different every time. So you've arrived at the village, what will you do? So once you've eliminated the thugs who took over the village, an old man approaches you. Thank you for freeing my people. I am Veritarax, the local shaman. Please accept this medicine as a sign of our gratitude. So medicine is something we're going to use to heal our units if they fall in battle. If they fall in battle, they become injured. If they fall again when they have the injured trait, they are dead for good. So we want medicine, obviously. So we explain the illness, and he basically says that it's going to progress over time, but it will not kill you. And he says, I don't believe the cure will be found in this zone. I've heard, however, that beneath one of the villages is a secret entrance to a huge swamp cavern, so there it is again. And that's what you should be looking for. Alright, so anytime you go back to a village that you've taken over, you can do the search site thing. And it'll tell you, you know, something like this. So there's nothing else for us to do right here, but we know sometimes when you search a site at a village, like, bad things will happen. So, and I'm sure we'll get a taste of that relatively soon. Okay, so let's keep exploring. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. Let's look at the party. Remember, we got that Bleeding Crits mutator. And we have that here on the Berserker. So what we're going to do is bring this down here, move them together. It says, do you wish to merge these two mutators into a single mutator of higher quality? And of course, yes, we do. Okay. And so it says, on normal crits, there will be a bleeding status. And then it tells you how it determines exactly how much HP is going to be affected. So we've done that now, and you can see it's now mutator level 2. Put it right back in. There it is. Alright, also, our Berserker leveled up. And so as you can see over here, we now have access to points that we can distribute for the different characteristics here. So for a Berserker, obviously strength is going to be important. Vitality is going to be important. Now agility, I probably am not. Now he has a really high agility, so I'm probably not going to want to put anything in there right now because I think that's going to be good. You know what I mean? And then this is concentration, which has to do with the amount of focus that you gain. And of course, focus, once it charges up during a battle, you can use your focus ability if you have that mutator. And of course, we'll get to that in the future. So long story short, I'm going to put a point into strength and then 2 into vitality. Because we saw, you know, his health, he wasn't very tanky. But anyway, so there we go. We got that taken care of. He has leveled up. Alright, let's move along again. Alright, so over here we can see an ambushed alchemist event. So some folk have reported that an alchemist got into a tussle with cavern beasts while doing some research. He can be found to the southwest of you. And the difficulty is easy. We don't necessarily want to be avoiding battle because we need to be leveling up, we need to be getting stronger. So I mean, yeah, you know, I could just kind of go past this and make our way towards something else, but you know, I figure we might as well try it. Might as well see what we can get. So after descending into the cavern, you see some men fighting a small group of beasts. It seems the beasts had no trouble smashing through their defenses and are making quick work of them. So we're gonna help. Okay, so here is our deployment phase, and let's take a look at the battlefield. Alright, so we are fighting beasts. They are rather intimidating looking. Um, I don't know if any of these are ranged. I can't recall exactly. I don't know, but I think there's at least one of them that can reach out and kind of do the whole scorpion get over here thing and pull you across some tiles. Um, anyway, so these are our allies, and again, I don't know if their priority is going to be to flee or if they're going to stick around. Obviously, if they get engaged, they'll fight, but so I don't know how exactly to plan for what they're going to do. So all we can do right now is, again, try to guess where these guys are most likely to go. They're probably going to spread out, is basically how I see it. There's a ton of them. So I could see them going basically from every possible direction. We got these traps. Remember that the traps don't affect us. They only affect the enemies. And so... Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the Berserker. Actually, no. Let's start with the Archer. And move the Archer there. Put the Priest in the back. Take the Berserker and put him there. Now, of course, it's going to make it hard for them to flee if that's what they're doing, but you know what? So be it. I'm going to move the Spearman here along with the Guardian. And so we're basically going to have a two-pronged approach here, because I'm assuming this is where we'll see a lot of action. But, you know, we'll find out. Okay, so the villager says, "Travelers, get over here and help us defeat these feral creatures. My men can't hold them much longer." Okay, so they're not fleeing. That's great. Help me and you'll be rewarded. We've already set some traps. They will only harm the enemy and pose no threat to you. You may walk over them without harm. Alright. Okay, so our archer gets to move first. I feel safe enough putting him here. I don't think anyone could get to him on their next turn. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens with that. The priest is not moving anywhere. I would like for the Berserker to move forward, but for now at least just stay on the higher terrain. And for our Guardian, I want to move him up here, even though it's kind of dangerous to be next to these death zones. Which reminds me, I'm going to need to see if any of these particular beasts have the ability to push, because that's going to be something that I really need to know. I guess we'll take the Spearman and move him here. Alright, so you saw that beast walked into that trap. That's going to stop him. Alright, that's good. Our allies are moving right in. They have a javelin guy. That's great. This dude just walked into a trap. That's fantastic. Alright. So this is actually... This is important. Up there on the top right, it says, "Doesn't block line of sight." That's what we need to know. So basically, I just need to get within 4 tiles, I think, of this guy. I think I could move here and hit him, right? No, I guess not. Math never was my strong suit. Yeah, this is good. And because this is a beast, I think our archer is strong against beasts, although I could be making that up. Okay, I thought that he had the strong versus beast trait. That might have been in the previous save. Okay. We are going to move the priest up a little. And we'll go ahead and stop there. Now for the Berserker. I think I will move here in case someone... I don't know if he can get through here on his next turn. But I think the archer's in danger no matter what. At least he has the high ground there. Okay. I could swap to bring the Berserker forward, which might be a better idea. Alright, our Guardian, there's really not much he can do at this point. So I'm just going to bring him forward 1 tile. Alright. Now for the Spearman, if I move out here, I'm basically inviting at least 1 attack, and he can weather that, and it's not a big deal. Speaking of, let's look at what he can do. So he has his regular attack. He has a taunt, which basically forces the enemy, as it says, to attack him rather than some other ally. Then we have Spear Wall. And remember, I was talking about this earlier, or actually in the previous video. This is actually pretty cool. You basically select it, and it's triggered automatically whenever an enemy basically moves. I think it's... Is it within one tile? I think it's within one tile, but anyway, so that's pretty cool. But he does not have the ability to push or shove or anything like that. So that was what I was mainly wanting to find out. So I think I'd rather move here so that maybe if this guy comes for me, he'll step on that trap. He'll still be able to attack me, but you know, whatever we can get would be helpful. So alright, that is great. Our ally there has simplified things for us. Alright, got a nice swap and a light foot movement there. This guy, look at this guy. I kind of expected him to do a little more damage than that. Alright, we're gonna move right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and... No, I can't actually, have to move forward. Give him lifesteal. And move back there. Alright, so the archer has a... It looks like a clear shot. You'd think there'd be a chance of friendly fire there, but it doesn't seem to show that. We also have a shot there. But I'm a little... And there, actually. That would do a significant amount of damage. You see that there would not be all that much damage relative to the size of that beast's health bar. There's a relatively large amount there. We'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and move the Guardian. I'll just move him here. That's alright. Okay. The Berserker... Now this is interesting, so... I guess he's gonna go... His plan is to go around that way. I could basically just wait for him, but I'd rather move in and kind of draw this attention here. Now I can't attack here because, well, it's not one tile away, but also, even if he were here, I don't know if I'd be able to attack from that height. But I don't know for sure. Alright. Spearman. I basically... we need some results, like, right now. So I'm going to move him here. And we're going to go ahead and attack. Alright, we couldn't get the range support here because he was in the way. That would have been friendly fire. But we did get it from that guy, which is great. It's amazing that this character has that trait. Alright, that's no problem. Alright, so the priest is actually going to... He's actually just going to chill. Alright. Now that's not too bad. 50, that's not too bad. Alright, this guy's taking some, I think, poison damage or acid damage, something like that. Alright, we should be able to finish that dude off. Let's do it. There we go. He's got a first strike trait. That's cool. That's really annoying too, but it's cool when it's someone who's on your side. And we're gonna we won't be able to get the range support again. But I can live with it because we don't need it. All right, and the Berserker's just gonna do his thing. Broke the Cuirass there. That's great. Again, not taking a whole lot of damage. That's good. Oh, he actually got range support. I didn't even realize that was in range. That's cool. Alright. And our Guardian right there, he got a free attack there. It had something to do with the taunt characteristic. I don't know exactly what that does. I'm going to have to find that and check it out a little more. Okay. That was nice. It would have been nice if it killed him, of course. Alright, so he stepped on a trap, so it immobilized him. Did a little bit of damage, but that's about it. That guy's not... So he did his attack, then it was this guy's turn, and he got the first strike. Okay, and I guess this is the shot we'll take. Again, kind of surprised that this guy wasn't in the way, but not gonna complain. That's a crit. That's great. I think I'm gonna help our friend out if I can. And give him lifesteal. And then move right there. Alright. This dude is gonna move here. And should be able to get some range support. That is great. Ally's gonna throw a javelin, take care of that. Oh man, I hope he doesn't die. I think he'll be good. Alright, one more enemy to deal with. And there we go. Oh, you know what? I think what it is... what? I'm trying to think. I can't control... Or I couldn't control him for some reason. It had something to do with that. That might have been an ability that this monster possessed. All adjacent enemies are taunted to attack target. Okay, so that's what was happening. That's why I couldn't decide what to do with the Guardian. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, it's the archer's turn. Move here so we can get a clear shot. And there you have it. Alright, got that Mass Killer achievement trait unlocked. Again, gonna have to get 9 more progressions before we actually unlock it. But there we go. Alright, good work. I suppose we could have killed them without your help. But I did promise you something, so take this. We get a Steel Staff, a Tiring Crit Mutator, a Concentrate Focus ability, and some Trillium. That's actually really good. The Archer leveled up. More Trillium, more Life Essence. We get to choose whatever we want here. Stalwart is a fantastic trait. This means that you cannot be pulled, grabbed, lifted, or bashed. But there is a skill called Ramming, as luck would have it, and that does work still. And these are things that displace you, that move you out of your tile. Okay, this is concentration increases. This is agile. There's another bleeding crits, and then there's hastening crits. So when you get a crit, the person who delivered the crit, basically gets that bonus. I'm going to go with Stalwart, because I think that's very important to have. Because you can basically be one-shotted if someone rams you or pushes you into a death zone. Alright, so let's go to our Archer first of all. And he has leveled up, and you can see his agility is very, very high. So his turn order is always great. He always goes first. We want to give him some vitality so he's not so squishy, and then give him some strength. Alright, so that's good. Now we go to the Priest. He has an Iron Staff with a damage of 40. I never even use it. The staff, that is. I just use him as a support guy. But that's okay, so we'll switch that out anyway. And then we have Tiring Crits and Stalwart. I'm gonna give Stalwart to our Guardian, because I mainly use this guy to do exactly what I'm saying, is pushing people into death zones. So I want him to be immune to that, because I'm going to be near the death zones quite often. And then when it comes to Tiring Crits, our Spearman doesn't have anything going on for him right now, so let's just give him Tiring Crits. I kind of feel bad for the guy. Alright, so we've got that, and we'll do our quick save, and that's where we'll end this episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe if you like the content here, and I'll see you guys for the next episode.